The Egyptian Museum in Tahrir marks the 120th anniversary of its inauguration with a 30-day exhibition of its basement collection at the foyer of the museum. Free guided tours for Egyptians will also be available for the visitors today, in addition to educational and art activities for children. To know more about the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir, we are very much delighted to host Dr. Mahmoud Halwagy, former Director General of the Egyptian Museum. Thank you very much, Dr. Mahmoud, for being with us.
Thank you.
Now, what makes the Egyptian Museum different from other museums?
What makes the Egyptian Museum is different, not only different, but unique, not only in Egypt, but all over the world, that this building and this museum was the first building all over the world founded, established to be a museum, while other older museums were just palaces, houses, and so on. Second is that this museum houses more than 150,000 real artifacts belongs to one civilization, ancient Egyptian civilization, and this gives this museum a great importance because of these two reasons.
Would you tell us more about when and why the Egyptian Museum was established?
Yes, this museum was established in 1897. And it was foundation, and the building was ended in 1901. Then it was opened to the public after displaying objects and furnishing the museum in 15th of November 1902. So in 2002, we celebrated the centenary of the Egyptian Museum. And this year we celebrated the 120 years anniversary of the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir Square. This the date of the founding this building. Why? This was not the first museum built in Egypt. So why this was built? Because the older museum was in was in Bulak. Bulak near Maspero area, and the museum was suffered from flood of the river Nile. Therefore, the artifacts were transferred to Giza Palace near Cairo University until a very great museum. And also there was a cooperation between the Egyptian Museum under the umbrella of European Union to redisplay some galleries in the museum with the cooperation of some European museums, such as British Museum in London, Louvre Museum in Paris, and Turin Museum in Italy, and Berlin Museum in Germany. So they cooperated with the Egyptian Museum staff to renovate some galleries, and you can easily see them like in galleries of Old Kingdom, galleries of Tutankhamun and the Tanis treasures, and also you can see in the late period of ancient Egypt. So this was a very important point to cooperate with international community to survive and to renovate such great museum. And to reorganize some pieces of artifacts after transferring some artifacts from this museum to Grand Museum and the Mimic Museum.
Well, finally, I'd like to thank you very much, Dr. Mahmoud Halwagy, former Director General of the Egyptian Museum. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much.